Hello, how's it going everybody? Ronan Boyce here, Derry City Football Club, and subscribe to Irish Footy Vlogs for the best League of Ireland content around.
Welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Delighted to welcome Derry City fullback Ronan Boyce onto the show. Ronan, how are you? You well?
I'm all good, Keith. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Now you've had an interesting few weeks, no doubt. A bit of celebrating going on, yeah.
Aye, it was a good 2 weeks now. To be fair, um, I we enjoyed it, so we did, and rightly so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Congratulations on winning the FAI Cup. In case people are wondering what we're talking about here, but I'm sure most people know what we're talking about. How do you feel 2 weeks later after winning it?
Um, I'm still on a bit of a high, to be honest.
Mm.
Um, it's probably the best day of my life, that final. So probably still on a bit of high, and to be honest, I actually can't wait to get back in the pre-season. You know, I know it might be soon, like, but maybe because we ended on a high, you
Mm.
want to get back into it.
What was the build up like on the day? Is that full of nerves or how do you feel?
I was nervous. I was very nervous actually. I barely slept the night before.
Oof.
I'd say
Yeah.
I'd say I want to go 2 hours, so I stressed out a wee bit. And then
That's the tough
but
part,
no,
though, isn't it? Like, if you're not getting sleep, to be honest, like, because you kind of feel like you need your sleep, don't you, to be ready for it, like, you know?
exactly that's what I was thinking because when I was sleeping, when I was trying to sleep, I kept thinking, and I should be sleeping, and that kept
Mm.
me up. But then as soon as I got on the pitch, like before the game, with our suits and all on, like they all went. It was grand.
Yeah. How did you feel during the game when you were playing the game? Obviously, look, it was a good win. And on the day, when you're watching the game, it looked very comfortable on the day. Did it feel like that when you were playing it, though?
Like at the start, always the first 10 minutes just kind of helter skelter, but
Mm.
as soon as we got into it, I think we played well. Like, and I think we or like Rory and Rennie and all the coaching staff, they got the tactics spot on and it worked a treat for us.
Yeah, I think you could tell, like, I don't know if you could tell because you're playing and you're in the moment, but you could tell watching it, the experience of the likes of Patrick McElhenney, of course, and Duffy on the day, it just made a huge difference, like, didn't it? By what I could see, that kind of way. And it obviously helped everyone along, I think.
I definitely them boys, they've been there and done it, and they know what, like, even talking to us before it, like what, just play your own game. Like, it's I know it's in front of 32,000 people and you're not used to it, but just play your own game, and I think that kind of calmed me down anyway. And yeah, once you're in it, it's grand. You don't really take notice of the crowd or anything. It's just another game.
Is that the first time you played in the Aviva, yeah?
Yeah.
And how did you feel actually playing in the Aviva? Like, what was that like, the pitch, etc.?
Oh, unbelievable. Like, I
Yeah,
think there was rugby on the day before as well,
yeah.
and the pitch was still immaculate. Like, and I think if you're playing that every week, you'll be doing all right. Like, and no, it was brilliant.
Yeah, that was actually something I was concerned about. I thought, oh no, was the pitch going to be in a state after the rugby? Like, but it actually was quite good, wasn't it? To be fair.
Oh, it was brilliant. Hey,
Yeah.
it was great.
Here's one for you as well. Are you any good at karaoke?
Oh, Jesus Christ, I was waiting for this.
I have the
No,
clip, by the way, so I'm going to let the viewers at home, they'll decide by watching the clip. But thoughts on it?
no, it was good crack. Like, I was just in the moment in the Guildhall and on the stage and all the people. I think there was 8,000 people, like, from Derry that came to see us the next day, like, and it
Hmm.
was unreal. And there was floods of people. And no, I think Patchy was singing before me, and then I must have grabbed the mic, and God help their ears.
That's actually one thing you touched on there. Isn't it fantastic to see? Obviously, in general around the league, but obviously from Derry City fans, like coming out in big numbers in general this season, like it's brilliant to see, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like, I think the final, like, the top stands was all Derry City fans, like, and it was unbelievable. I think there might have been 25,000 Derry City fans. And then the day after, the Monday, where they all came out in the Guildhall, like, it was unreal. Like, and I was just glad to win it for them, like, because it kind of been starved of success for a wee bit, about
Yeah,
10 years since the last won the cup. So no, delighted for them as well.
absolutely. And like at the start of the year, I suppose you don't really have an ambition to win the cup, do you? Because with the cup, it's a case of you take it round by round, don't you? Like it's on the day, and
Yeah,
you're never sure. So the ambition is probably to have a good cup run, isn't it? But you went and lifted the trophy. Like, that must have been fantastic, really.
Exactly. Like, to start the season, like, you're kind of looking just to progress from last year, and if you want something, like, it's a bonus, and like we did, and like I think the draws kind of went well for us as well. Like, a good couple of home draws, like, and it's mad to say 5 or 4 games, like, that's all it is, and you can win the Viva, so that's a big chance for a nightclub.
Like, you still had to beat Shamrock Rovers in the way, of course, and you obviously did that. So that was a key moment, wasn't it?
That was massive. I think once we beat Shamrock Rovers, we can have a belief that we're probably favourites then, so kind of put a bit of pressure on us then to win it. But no, delighted.
What are your overall thoughts on the league campaign? Obviously, you finished second in the league. The last few weeks have probably tailed off, which is kind of natural, I think, isn't it? When you've got the cup to focus on. That happens nearly every team, to be honest with you. But overall, second in the league, and there's a feeling that maybe there's a bit of extra pressure next season, that maybe you can push Rovers better. But I'm sure that comes within the group as well, doesn't it?
Definitely. I think it was a good campaign. Like, I think we started off brilliantly, and then we kind of had a spell in the mid season, but just before the break, we were drawing a lot of games, but we're still playing all right. Like, we weren't playing bad. We just couldn't get over the line in a couple of games, and I think I kind of left us too much to do in the second half of the season, like, because we went on a great run then, and then towards the end, as you say, the cup run, the cup kind of, our focus turned to the cup.
Yeah, I think as well, Mark Connolly was signed mid-season, and Duffy felt like a signing because he was missing for the first half of the season, basically. You feel like now, starting the new season with the two of them, like, they're really like new signings from the beginning, aren't they? Like, really?
100%. Like Duffy got a bad injury, like,
Yeah.
and then he came back and he was like a new signing, and he's been brilliant for us, and like, he's been there and done. Even like, just saying, like, you have Michael Duffy in your team, it's huge, because he's probably the best winger in the league, like, in my opinion. And Mark Connolly too, what he's been unreal. He's been some signing, like, and Owen Toll's been class for us, like, for so many years, and it just shows you how good Mark is coming replacing Owen as well.
Absolutely. The European campaign obviously didn't go great, but what were your general thoughts on that? Like, it was the
I
first
think
season in a while, though, as well. I think that plays into it a lot of the time, doesn't it?
I definitely, it was a tough draw, like.
Mm, mm.
Like, that Riga team, they were brilliant. Like, a couple of them Brazilian boys were class, like, and no, because I think you need a bit of luck for the draw. I think in Europe as well, and I think we probably got the worst.
Yeah, no, that was a tough one, but be interested to see next year now as well. Well, what do you think was the best team performance of the season?
Pats away, probably the start of the season, before no one, but maybe even the cup final. That was, I don't think anybody really had a bad game. Like, everybody was 8 out of 10 plus. Like, so maybe the Pats away or the
Yeah, yeah, Pats
or
away. Yeah, Pats aways were sensational. To be
4-0.
fair, the one on the cup, the occasion's bigger though, isn't it? So it probably feels a bit
Maybe that was it
as the
too.
cup
Yeah.
final. But Pats away, yeah, that was exceptional for about,
Yeah.
I'd say, 30 minutes as well. The first 30 minutes, probably the best football I've seen from any team this season. Actually, in that first 30 minutes ish.
It's just brilliant, that game.
Worst performance of the season, if you had to pick one.
Personally, or team?
Team.
Um,
I won't do that to you. I won't go, I won't go personally.
There's too many of them. I'm not too sure. Probably losing at home to Dundalk or Shelbourne. We lost at home to Shelbourne.
That's right.
Early on the season, I think probably maybe that wasn't great. Like,
there weren't too many terrible performances, though, were there? You'd have to say.
no, definitely, because I think we only lost by a goal or here or there. Like, I don't think we lost by 2 ever, or this season. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think
No,
we
I don't
did.
think you have either. Actually, yeah, JP was telling me the other day, so I trust him.
Like, so every game we played in, we've been right in it. Like, and it's only been a goal or that. So
there's a question, actually, funnily enough, mentioned JP there. He's a question for you. He says, "Did you always dream of being a Gary Neville?"
Jesus, more like a Tony Hibbert. no, look, I was just glad to
Were
be
you
on the
always
team.
a right back? Like, were you always a
No.
right back? No.
when coming up from the youth team from the 17s, 19s, I was centre back, and then I kind of I was tough to get on centre half because obviously Owen Toll and Cameron McJanet, and then as just a suspension last season that kind of got me in. Danny Lupano got sent off against Pats 2 years ago, sorry, and
Yeah.
that kind of got me in, and I was put in right back, and that was the first time I played there, and no, it went well, I think.
Funnily enough, for Derry City, you've played in the back three on the right, haven't you? You've obviously played right back and you've also played right wing back. What do you think? Because you do see some players where they prefer playing right back in a back four, some players prefer playing wing back, say, in a back three system.
Yeah,
What do you think are the major differences between both positions?
I think wing back you can obviously you can get forward obviously a bit more, and you can stay forward maybe.
More
You know,
protection.
more protection. But
Mm.
as fullback, if you're forward, you have to make that dart back. And obviously you're not if you're wing back, you can get into the back stick all the time. You know,
Which
and
you
if you're
did last
fullback,
year quite a bit.
uh and a fullback, I don't think like it's a mad run. For quick counter attack,
Mm.
if we break and it's an 80-yard run to try and make the back stick, and then you're exposed at the back. So you kind of at right back, you kind of have to pick and choose your moments. And I think with wing back, you can kind of do it more often than not. Like,
Yeah, and you probably have Mark Connolly shouting at you to get back as well.
I get back.
Who was your favourite player growing up?
um, Ronaldo. I know nowhere near him, like, but there's always Ronaldo. Big
Ronaldo.
United fan, like, and he was my
Ah,
hero.
you mustn't be happy at the moment. So
Ah, no way.
he's signing for Derry apparently. Did you see that? What's Rory Higgins like to work under? He seems he's a very pleasant man, actually, isn't he?
He's brilliant. Hey, like ever since he came on, he looked after me very well, and no, he's brilliant. And all the players, like, we when I play for him, and would give everything on the pitch for him, and like his tactic is spot on. I don't know, like, if the scene the final was just like, I know I was nervous now before the final, but I just knew we were going to win the way
Mm.
we set up, and credit to him. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Toughest opponent, 1-on-1 you've come up against.
I was always Michael Duffy. Remember, I've told you that before, but this year probably have to be maybe Andy Lyons this year, because I think
Mm.
he's been in brilliant form this year. Like,
Yeah, he's been excellent. Yeah, Dara Power on the other day there, and he said Duffy as well. So I
Duffy,
said
yeah.
he wasn't the only one. So there you go. Best player you played with?
um, Probably have to say maybe Cameron Dummigan this year. He's been unreal. Like, he's been a joy to play with. Like, the way he wants the ball back in midfield, like, it was a joy to play with this year. That's why I say Cameron Dummigan. Yeah.
I think the amazing thing about his displays this year is the fact that he's more used to playing wing back, actually, and he's even played centre back with Dundalk. I remember, might have played a couple of games midfield. I can't remember actually, but he's gone in like a natural there, hasn't he?
Oh, like, just and he's everywhere too. It's madness. And even
And
last year when he was with Dundalk, he played. I would have played against him when he was left back, and he's just like a natural midfield. Like, and it's a credit to him.
yeah. I suppose what are your thoughts on next season? You're obviously hoping to challenge Shamrock Rovers. Is that something? Is the belief there that you can do that next year, basically?
Definitely. I think it is, because I think you know winning the cup kind of it's a hump off everybody's back. Like, and it just shows you that we can achieve success. And I think if we're a bit more consistent now, and I think the experience this season will make us far better for next season, because through them sticky spells, like, you need to stick together and all, and we're a young side as well, and I think we'll only grow from it.
Yeah, actually, your away form last season was better than your home form. Do you think the reason for that is because teams might be more liable to sit back at the Brandywell?
I think a bit of that as well, but I think the pitch doesn't help us as well. Um, like, when we play in grass, I think it kind of shows like how good we can play, and I think with Brandywell, or when it's wet, it's all right, like, but
Is
when
it?
it's dry, it's hard to, like, play it about. And but no, I think that's why it's evident in our way form. like on grass pitch we are better. Like
Yeah, I know Rory Higgins isn't happy about that either. But on a personal level, I don't think we need that type of pitch in our league, particularly because we're playing in the summer months generally as well. So
yeah,
there's no need for it as such. But obviously, there's other reasons and factors, you know.
definitely. I think I'm not too sure, but I think in England the top four leagues, I think they've banned it.
I
So
think in Holland they did as well, didn't they? Like,
Holland as well.
yeah,
Like, and it's obviously banned for a reason. Like,
yeah, like we're not in Norway or Sweden, you know, that kind of way. I'll finish off, Ronan, with a few dressing room questions. I have to ask you this: who's the best karaoke singer, apart from yourself?
not me. Yeah. Wall Patchen. He's actually a brilliant singer. You know.
Is he actually a brilliant singer?
He's actually really
Yeah.
good.
You know what it is with karaoke? It's not as fun if someone gets up and they can sing well, though. It's boring. You want
I
someone
know.
going up who can't sing. It's a bit of crack then, isn't it?
Like me.
Something like that, yeah, yeah. Eh, who would you say is the joker of the dressing room?
Kieran
Gangster.
Call.
Who?
Kieran Call.
Okay, is he? Yeah, really? Is he? Yeah,
Kieran's good crack. Like he's a good lad, and he's always up to something.
is he? Would he get you into trouble?
I would surely.
Who's the moaner in the group?
Um, Probably say Big Shane McElhenney.
What kind of
Always
things
on
did
his
he
phone.
moan about?
Just
Everything.
about certain things. Like, but he won't be too bad. Like, there's not too many moaners to be honest.
Who loves themselves? There has to be a few of them, surely.
Uh, Trying to think here. I'd say Jim McGonigal. Loves himself.
Staring in the mirror every few seconds type
Uh,
guy,
Putting up TikToks and all.
yeah. Brilliant. Who's the fastest player now? Now, this is more off the ball pace. Do you know what I mean? Who would you say is the fastest player?
A little bit Jamie or Ryan Graydon. Ryan Graydon's an absolute greyhound. Like, but we never really had a race. But I think we between Jamie and Grado.
Yeah, Graydon seems to have acceleration as well. Doesn't he? A
Raw
lot of
pace, like,
acceleration from a starting spot. Definitely. Who's the best FIFA player, do you reckon? Do you play yourself?
I play a wee bit. Me and Brandon Kavanagh a couple of games. But I'd say I'll be up there. Like, to be fair.
Would you?
Because Brian Maher, that's a little bit me or Brian Maher. Brian Maher's very good.
Right, so you have to have it has to be a Derry City FIFA tournament, I think. It has to be set up, doesn't it? I asked your fastest player, didn't I? Did, yeah. Most skillful player.
Most skillful. I'll probably go Brian Kavanagh as well.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
skillful, isn't he?
or Patrick McElhenney too.
Hmm.
He's, like, his feet are a joke as well. Like,
Just with Patrick, though, he's one of those players, just makes it look very easy, doesn't it? Like, you're kind of
that's it,
going,
like,
you nearly go to yourself even, how come you can't do that? Or how come I can't do that? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes it so easy, like, the way he does it.
exactly. And with Patrick too, like he's a beast. Like, he's so big. Like, I didn't realize until he signed. Like, he's a beast, and he's so good with his feet, and like he's class player. Like,
Even in the cup final there, that pass to Ryan actually was an amazing pass. Like, it was spot
unbelievable,
on,
man.
and it had to be spot on. Like,
I know exactly. It was inch perfect. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, when you talk to people and you kind of bring people to games, and like, he's one of the players I'd kind of go, look, go and watch him play. There's a couple of them, but he's one of the ones, like, isn't he? He's unbelievable.
unreal. Like, both footed as well.
Mm.
Unreal.
Look, Ronan, that was fantastic. I think that's our lot. Thanks for coming on. Fair play to you. Enjoy that. Thank you very much.
No bother, Keith. Thanks for that.
Brilliant.